Hello and welcome. I'm Sandy Lee here for our Spiritual Sunday chat. This chat again is based on my book Spiritual Quest, and within this we have a discussion, a guided journey, and a technique. So we shall dive in and explore the topic of self-belief. As we know, belief has the capacity to motivate people to do extraordinary things, and when we believe in ourselves, we are empowered. Self-belief contributes enormous power and influence to every aspect of our life. It is the key to unlocking immense wisdom through connection with the real self, the soul, and the higher self. Here lies the untainted seed of self-belief, not that which has been tainted through our perceptions that have been formed through our experiences in life. Our higher self knows the truth of who we are. A soul having a human experience. I'm not discounting the actual experiences, or some experiences can be intense to say the least, but it does help to step back and see with a different perspective. When we see through the eyes of the soul, we transcend our limited view of self to alignment with spiritual principles. These in themselves ignite self-belief. Not the feigned belief, but true belief, embedding ourselves in the truth of who we are. Lack of self-belief comes from false perceptions that have arisen from our experiences, as I mentioned, and they can be detrimental as they run programs, if you like, that inform us of things such as not being worthy, not being good enough, not this and not that. You are this and you are that. You can't do this and you can't do that. And these thoughts can run rampant, and yet they're not even true. Yes, the experience was true, was real, but the way we can see ourselves through it is not. And so, for example, if we doubt ourselves because of being told we would never be able to do something, or that we haven't got what it takes, then a belief about self that feels real. We actually believe the inner dialogue, which is coming from somebody else, not our own truth. It's been imposed upon us, often in childhood, by significant people in our lives. And creating these videos actually is an example, it's coming to me. It would have been easy for me not to believe I can do them. I could have entertained the self-defeating beliefs and listened to the inner dialogue that was telling me that I have no technology experience. And I didn't. I just had to learn, wing it as I was going. But I could have let myself be in that doubt and not make the recordings. But my soul was nudging me. It knows in my heart what I'm here to do, and that I have much to share, as you do too. I felt the fear, but I did it anyway. And doing things, even when we doubt ourselves, is how we deepen belief in self. See, self-belief doesn't come from limitations such as doubt. It comes from having an expansive perception, the perception of the higher self. And just to clarify, the higher self is our spirit. It is the non-physical aspect. And the soul is what is having this human experience. And the physical body is the temple for the soul. It is important for us to contemplate these self-defeating beliefs that have been running and reflect on the impact these beliefs have on our thoughts and feelings, because they all interact. A process that begins by identifying the aspects that are dousing self-belief. Often these aspects are holding on to outdated beliefs that are not even factual, but a perception formed at a time perhaps when we're feeling insecure, lonely, conflicted, lost, isolated, perhaps rejected, and the list goes on. If not expressed, these emotions get stuck and repeat through inner self-talk and negative mantras. The cycle of belief reinforcement continues. Belief stimulates emotion, emotion stimulates the thought, and the thought reinforces the belief. The same cycle can continue over and over and over until interrupted, and that is by coming aware of the cycle of the thought, emotion, and belief, and how they are intricately connected. And this insight provides the awareness needed to exchange disempowering beliefs for ones that empower, and build self-esteem. To enact such requires the conscious decision to take action and make a firm pledge to be a thought surveyor, a thought detective or investigator. And as a thought surveyor or detective, we consciously become aware of our thoughts. Some of them are tricky as they can be playing softly in the background, making them almost inaudible and difficult to detect. But when you become aware of those barely audible thoughts, bring them into the forefront of your mind and question where they have come from. That is where the thought investigator comes in, and it asks the questions to tug out where the thought came from. And the awesome part is that just by knowing where the thought came from has significant ability to reduce the influence it has. And when aware of our thoughts and how we talk to ourselves, our inner dialogue, as it's known, we can measure this with the qualities of the soul and see that often these thoughts are generally non-serving, as they are judgmental, critical, shaming, blaming. None of them are based on spiritual principles such as kindness, compassion, empathy, understanding, and therefore they don't come from the higher aspects of self. And if something doesn't come from the higher aspect of self, then it is coming from an aspect that has a perception based on something derived from the external world. Okay, so how do we develop self-belief? Firstly, we must be honest with ourselves. Honesty helps us discern truth from what is false. So I'm going to go through 7 guiding principles that help to develop authentic self-belief. Number 1, self-awareness and acceptance. Reflect on strengths and limitation. Acknowledge insecurities and imperfections. We all have them. It's part of being human. We need to stop thinking we need to be perfect to be whole. We become whole through integration of our imperfections, which is to accept them. A facade of perfection is easily broken, but true self-acceptance forms a firm foundation to stand on. So ask yourself, and by doing this, you're developing strength. As I mentioned, reflect on your strengths. You have those too. But ask yourself, am I accepting myself, flaws and all? If the answer is no, then survey your thoughts to identify associated thoughts and investigate where they came from. Number 2, inner guidance and intuition. Trust your inner voice. The soft voice of your intuition is a spiritual treasure gifted to us to guide us on this journey called life. Self-belief rooted in intuition is unwavering because it stems from a deeper knowing, a connection to your soul's purpose. When you appraise your belief, ask yourself, does this belief resonate with my inner knowing? Does it feel aligned with my true self? We all have that deep inner knowing if we allow ourselves to feel it. There is no need to push for answers or answer with logic. It is allowing the answer to arise from your intuition that will provide the true answer, not one that is contrived. 3, compassion and empathy. True self-belief is not related only to self, it is entwined with empathy and compassion for others. This is because we are all interconnected, and as such, believing in self as a soul, having a human experience, is to see that others are also souls having a human experience, and therefore we can release feelings of separation. Feelings of separation create a divide within self, which creates feelings of doubt, judgment, criticism, all of which separates us from true essence of our hearts, which is love, compassion, empathy, and these are spiritual qualities, and they form the foundation of self-belief as well, as they are related to our true nature. So when doing your belief appraisal, ask, does this belief promote compassion and understanding? Does this belief connect me to a shared sense of humanity? 4, purpose and meaning. Self-belief builds when anchored in a sense of purpose and meaning. When we align more purposefully with spiritual principles, we approach life's trials and tribulations more confidently, as our perception is based in truth, which is to see from a higher perspective and to know that everything has meaning and purpose, even if we may not be able to see that at the time. There is an inner knowing. This is a natural increase. This naturally increases our self-belief as we see the deeper meaning of life. And this is gained when we transcend our identity, who we have, what would you say, being told who we are, and which is being developed through interpretations of our experiences. And these impressions that have been imposed on us, and that which we have come to believe and believe ourselves to be, and instead aligning ourselves with the true essence of who we are. And so when making your appraisal, ask yourself, does this belief align with my higher purpose? Does it help me make a meaningful contribution to my life? Or does it come from a limited viewpoint? 5. Learning and growth. As we know, life is a journey of learning and growth. Accepting this to be true, and that as much as we may want our lives to be the picture of perfection, there is no growth. And also, as discussed previously, perfection is subjective. It's a contrived impression derived from looking outside of ourselves and measuring our flaws, perhaps, against what we deem as non-flaws. But there is not a single person alive that doesn't have flaws. We are here to see our flaws for what they are and seek spiritual alignment so that we can accept our flaws, and rather than let them limit us, we can grow through them. Even we learn so much through them if we look at them, accept them, acknowledge them and accept them. There are so many stories of how people have transcended limitations and found strength with them. They've transformed their limitations into strengths. And we can also use our limitations as reasons not to grow. It's choice. I had a close to perfect life. We had healthy children, a beautiful home, a strong committed relationship, and financial security. But I also lacked spiritual depth. And even though I didn't see it at the time as I was spiritual, it was a superficial spirituality, the love and light type, that when things are going well, all is well. But I didn't have the spiritual insight I have now. So when the seams of this of my life started to fray, and my identity, or who I thought I was, started to pull away at the seams, and then I lost my mother, my son, and my husband, all in 12 months, I had to reassess everything I thought I knew. I could not talk my way out of it. I could not think my way out of it. I could not feel my way out of it. I couldn't run away from it. I could do nothing except surrender. I hit rock bottom, and the only way to rebuild was to rediscover myself, my true self. And that's what is termed the dark night of the soul. And my goodness, can it get dark? This is when I was pushed to dig deep and find strength I didn't realize that I had. And it's often when we are in utter desperation that we seek the divine. And although I did not seek the divine, as I had lost all faith and no longer believed in higher power or the universe or any of it, but I was found when I was as deep as I could get into my pit of despair. I vividly remember feeling the presence of what I call the hand of the divine. The hands of the divine rest on my shoulders. It was this profoundly powerful moment that pulled me onto my feet so I could begin to climb out of the pit I was buried in. And I'm not saying that I stood up and I was all healed. No, I had to do a lot of inner work, but it was a significant conduit to stepping onto my healing path. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Is it transformative? Absolutely, 100%. Not that I would want anyone to have to grow in the ways my soul has chosen to grow, but the measure here is that even if we think we are alone in this earth school, we are not. We are divinely guided. 6. Gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude is a beautiful energy that enhances self-belief as it opens the heart and brings joy. When we compare this to feelings of lack, which has a low vibration, we can see how this can reduce our self-belief when we have those feelings of lack. Whereas gratitude reminds us of the abundance that surrounds us and that we ourselves have the inherent right to abundance. When doing your self-belief appraisal, ask, does this belief align with gratitude for what I have? Or am I focused on lack? Does this belief promote a sense of abundance? Am I grateful for what I have, even if it is the air you are breathing? 7. Faith. As I have mentioned, I lost all faith when I lost my son, and I have never felt so isolated and alone. My belief in everything, including myself, plummeted. But when I rekindled my connection to faith, there was a shift in my self-belief. When we have faith in a higher power, faith that everything happens for a reason, faith that there is a divine design, a plan for every soul, feelings of self-belief are enhanced and we can surrender control. When we surrender, we reduce self-judgment. And as most of us know, self-judgment crushes self-belief. When doing your self-appraisal, your self-belief appraisal, ask, is this belief aligned with faith and trust in a higher power? Keep in mind that developing true self-belief is a journey of discovery and spiritual growth. So let's do a mini exercise. Begin by taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and then exhaling out through your mouth. And just feel yourself relax. Let your breathing return to normal as you imagine yourself illuminated by light and say, I believe in myself. If thoughts try to oppose this, acknowledge them and then say thank you. But I choose to believe in myself. This practice may bring tears as you begin to feel self-belief rise, which may have been suppressed for some time. It is almost like a return to innocence. We were born innocent, still connected to spirit, and then life happens and our connection withers. But when we can reconnect, when we connect with our soul, it is like coming home, and that can stir emotion. Keep the mantra going in your mind for the day, and if negativity or detrimental inner dialogue arises, repeat the mantra. I believe in myself. Crossing the bridge or taking stepping stones to self-belief is liberating. New confidence will emerge and give you the courage to follow your dreams, your passions, to take on the things that you've been inspired to do. This is soul work. But due to perceiving self through limited lens, we often don't believe that we can do those things, those aspirations that call us. But with an expansive view, more things are possible. So remember to say, I believe in myself. And still holding that focus, let us make a pledge of self-belief. I believe in myself wholeheartedly. I choose to unlock the vision of my true self, which is that of my soul, created in love and light by the ultimate source of energy. I evoke this energy and recognize the dynamic being that I am. I am me with gifts and talents that are unique. So now we shall enter into the guided journey. So just settling back now into a comfortable position, and this meditation has been created to form a foundation of self-belief. It will help turn down the volume of the inner critic, the voice of doubt, and turn up the volume of the inner coach, your soul, so you may hear its whispers more clearly. Self-belief is recognizing your inherent worth, acknowledging your potential, and trusting your inner wisdom. This guided meditation is infused with 7 spiritual guiding principles which will help you cultivate the vital self-belief and unlock the powerful force within you. So, just taking a nice deep breath now, in through your nose. Take the breath down into your belly. Feel your belly expand and then exhale out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose, down into your belly, and then exhale out through your mouth. And take another deep breath in through your nose. Take the breath down into your belly, and then exhale through your mouth. And just allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. And as it does, feel your body relax as you enter further into this guided journey. And if you can, bring your focus to a time when you felt truly confident. It could be a big achievement or a small victory. Relive that moment in your mind. Feel the emotion of that time. As you continue to embrace these feelings, we shall explore 7 guiding principles that form the foundation of self-belief. Principle 1. The principle of inherent worth. You are worthy. You are unique. There is not another like you. You are an expression of the divine. Say either silently or aloud, I am worthy. Principle 2. The principle of connection. Recognize that you are connected to something larger than yourself. You are a spark of the divine, the essence that has created the entire universe, the multiverse and beyond. That same creative energy exists within you, and you can draw strength from that connection. Say either silently or aloud, I am connected to the divine. I am loved and supported. Principle 3. The principle of potential. You have limitless potential. You have untapped abilities and gifts waiting to be discovered. Say silently or aloud, I am capable. I am discovering my unique abilities and gifts. Principle 4. The principle of resilience. Your ability to overcome challenges has cultivated inner resilience. This resilience gives you the strength to face whatever life presents, all of which you intuitively know is aligned with your soul's evolution. Say either silently or aloud, I am resilient. I have immense inner strength and courage. Principle number 5. The principle of gratitude. Greet the blessings in your life with gratitude. No matter how big or how small, there is much to be grateful for. As you share gratitude from your heart, the vibration of positivity is enhanced, and the frequency of positivity enhances self-belief. Bring to mind 3 things that you are grateful for. Say silently or aloud, I am grateful. I am blessed. Principle number 6, the principle of compassion. Share compassion with yourself and others. Compassion is a spiritual quality that fosters kindness, empathy, and understanding. Although we are all connected, every soul is on their own journey. Trust in your own soul guidance, as this enhances self-belief. Say silently or aloud, I am guided by my compassionate soul. Principle number 7, the principle of trust. You have immense inner wisdom that you can trust. This inner wisdom is communicated through your intuition. Trust the whispers of your intuition to guide you wisely. Say either silently or aloud, I trust myself. My intuition guides me wisely. Feel the resonance of these 7 principles strengthening your self-belief. Imagine a warm golden light surrounding you, empowering you with confidence. You can tune into this feeling whenever you need. It is time to return to the present now, bringing with you any insights gained. Gently begin to feel movement in your body. You may like to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome back from your meditation. I hope you enjoyed it. You may like to take a minute to jot down any insights in your journal. Integrating self-belief into your daily life can be enhanced by using affirmations, as we mentioned, as they are a great way to shift self-talk that douses self-belief and be replaced by self-talk that empowers self-belief. For example, the simple yet effective affirmation, as we mentioned, I believe in myself, is very powerful. Visualization, visualize yourself as the empowered being. That is the truth of who you are. Self-care, prioritize self-nourishing activities that benefit your mind, body, and spirit. Taking care of yourself sends a message that you are worthy of love and respect. And being consistent in your spiritual practices, and by applying these principles to your daily life, you can enhance self-belief. And that is the foundation of unlocking your potential. Thank you so much for joining me here. The next topic is clarity. May you journey with love and light and approach each day with curiosity, grace and ease. Much love. Bye for now.